Hey everybody, Shawn Holsinger here from holsingersflyshop.com. Bringing another tying video this week. This week I got a streamer pattern for you, and it's called the Tungsten Baby Fry. It's a very easy pattern to tie, and it's a very cool one. So I'm going to talk a little bit about it at the end, but here you're going to see a picture of it, the material list, and then the video on how to tie it. Okay, here you see the Tungsten Baby Fry. Really cool looking minnow imitation. It's gonna ride like this in the water with that tungsten bead weighing it down. So let's get into tying it. For a hook, I'm gonna use a Holsinger's Fly Shop Nymph hook. This one is a size 12. So I'm tying this in a 12. That's a pretty good size. And I'm gonna get this where I like the hook the right level there. There we go. So I'm going to start out with it maybe a little bit low, but I'll quickly get through this. So, going to start out with some thread. For thread, I'm just using some 140 Denier Watery olive. And I'm going to put a little bit of a tail on this. For the tail, I'm using 2 strands of Pearl Flashabou. And I'm just going to tie the 2 strands down one side and leave them long out the front. And I'm going to wrap that around the other side. So I have 4 strands going out the back, and I'm going to tie that right to the bend of the hook. And just to keep it going straight off the bend, I'll put one underneath it. Then I'm going to dub a little bit of SLF Prism. This is Pearl. And this is just going to make the body on this fly. So we're just going to put a little bit on there. And we're going to dub this forward. So get back there to my flash and dub it forward. And I'm going to dub it about 2/3 of the way up. When I get to the 2/3 point, I'm going to put the egg on this fly. And how I'm going to attach that egg, this is a piece of 5-pound monofilament. So just use a piece of monofilament. You don't need a big heavy piece. And I'm going to tie it. You see how I have the tag sticking out over the end? And stick that out over the end and wrap it back so it locks it into place. Next thing I'm going to put on is a slotted bead. This is a fire orange 3mm, and I'm just going to put that on the thread, and I'm going to put it on slot side first. I'm going to put my monofilament through the slot, not the hole side, but through the slot side. And when I pull this down over, that'll allow it to lay right up on the body better. So I'm going to leave it a little bit long, and I'm going to tie this down in behind the eye there again. You see how I got that jump there in my thread. So I want this to be right about the middle. I'm just going to wrap that back, and then I can always pull this down if I need to tighten it up a little bit, but I like that. There we go. And then I'll just lock that in place when I get it exactly where I want it, and cut my tag off. Now, I can add just a little bit more prism to clean this up just a hair. And just get a little bit right around that bead there. And then I'm going to flip this upside down. So this is a nice thing about having my Renzetti vise. I can flip this upside down and get that straight off the hook there. And I'm going to tie everything on the inside between the hook gap right now. Next thing I'm going to use is a deer tail. I'm going to start out with the white underbelly of the deer tail. And I don't need a whole lot here. So I'm going to get probably like 20 strands maybe. Trim off about 20 strands of it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pinch it, and I'm going to grab it by the tips. Pull out the short ones and move the tips to the same length. I'm going to kind of try to hair stack them without a hair stacker. And then if I want to, once I get it close, I can put them in the hair stacker just to make it a little bit neater, but I don't really need to do that. As long as I get it close, I'm happy. So get them close to stacked up, and we're going to lay that out over the bend of the hook. And I want about the hook length sticking out past my hook shank. sticking out past the bend of the hook. We're just going to tie them down right on the now top side of this fly. Once I get them tied on top, then I'm going to split them in half, getting half the fibers going off each side of the hook, and then we're going to trim it off right behind that eye. And once we trim that off, we're just going to clean it up a little bit, and we're going to put the back on this fly. Oh, so you can see how I got these fibers long. Now that I got it to the length I want it, we can just come in and trim these off so we don't forget later. So just trim that flash off, and now we're going to take the top side here of this deer tail, and we're going to pull out about another 20 or maybe a little bit more, maybe 30 fibers out of this one. And on the back side, it's going to be a lot more fluffier. There's going to be a lot more under fur on the top side. So just pinch the tips and clean all that under fur out. And then you can hair stack or do it hair stack without the hair stacker. Either way, just try to get those tips close. There you can see they're pretty close. And they don't have to be perfect. Then we're going to lay that on top. And we're going to tie that down right on top again. And again, once we get them on top, I'm going to split them in half, get half going down each side of the hook, trim off my head, and then we're going to clean it up with a couple wraps here. This will make the head of our fly. And now we're going to put some eyes on this. So I'm going to whip finish this off. And we're going to add our eyes. For the eyes, I'm using these Fooling Mills 4mm epoxy eyes. These are silver. Just going to make sure it's all nice and clean there where I like it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay it on its side, take a little bit of UV resin. This is medium viscosity. Just put a little ball, and then set my eye on there in that little ball. And then I'm going to get it where I want it, hold it in place, hit it with my light. That'll lock that in place, and then I'm going to flip it over to the other side and do the same thing on the other side. Just put a little dab there, enough to hold it, to lock it in place. Put my eye, and I want to look at this and get the eyes even. So when you look across them, the tops are lined up and the bottoms are lined up. And you're going to have a little gap on both sides. Both sides here. So I'm going to come in and fill in that gap, top and bottom. And what I like to do to keep from being real bulky, I'll put a little bit of medium viscosity in both the top and bottom, and I'll just fill in that slot. Make sure you don't get it in the eye. And then to keep from getting bulky, I'll finish this fly to lock those eyes in place so they don't come off. I'll put a coat of Solarez Bone Dry over top of the eyes, and that'll lock them all in place. So just put a nice quick coat of there. Lock them down, and this fly is done. You got a cool little tiny streamer pattern that's gonna. That egg is going to ride belly down on you, and you're going to catch some fish. Alright guys, I hope you like that tie. I do. I like tying this one. It's a very simple alevin pattern, baby fry, and it's gonna get down with the tungsten bead. I like, I can nymph this, I can swing it, however I want to fish it, and I can tie it small. That's the part I like about it. I've been looking for a baby fry pattern for a while that I can keep thin and small and just catch fish with, and I think I found the ticket here. So give it a try. If you need any of the materials to tie, like always, please head over to our website at holsingersflyshop.com. We'd be more than happy to help you out there. And if you need me to tie any of them, I'd be more than happy to tie them for you at holsingersflyshop@gmail.com. So thanks for watching, guys. I enjoy these. Drop a comment down below if you like this video, what you think of it, and give me a shout if you need any. So thanks for watching. Until next week, I'm Shawn Holsinger.